Yo, hey, what's up? So today we're going to be running through the rest of First Light, continuing from our previous video. You know, you've hit level 9. What does the rest of First Light look to you as you go through leveling and beyond? Uncovering some of those secrets, some elite and named elites, as well as some epic materials, tier 4 and 5, and some tips along the way. So let's jump into it right now. They did update a few things to the lower level areas so that you can, craft and do higher level content in these areas for gathering. One rare material here above the farm or the Dayspring Mills, you'll find a epic little spot here. It hasn't spawned yet. I think it's a life moth actually, so make sure you're grabbing that. It's a great way to get those life motes, if not a epic life moth for your pots at later levels. As well, you can kind of make your way to the east here and you'll find Oracalcum. So Oracalcum is a high level tier 5 actually material that you can use for jewelry crafting as well as armor. So make sure once you hit that 175 mining that you keep this spot in mind for later in the game. As well, there's a few places that actually have it throughout Eternum. The most abundant spot to find Oracalcum is actually north here in Shattered. So you'll find it all throughout here as you're running through, clearing out the town of Mirkgard. But outside of that, there's a few spots actually in these lower level areas that you can use to your advantage. So as you're running through, you'll find some spotted hares. These are good for rawhide and game meat for low level crafting. So there's a few of those along your way up to this camp up here called the Hilltop Encampment, where you will find some corrupted enemies. The corrupted are a main enemy in this game. As the story progresses, you'll find out a little bit more about them. They are the ones that have brought us here, as you saw from your tutorial, as well as you saw Thorpe get corrupted and turn to the dark side. So you will find out a little bit more as you level throughout the game about that storyline, so I won't spoil it for you. Before running into the encampment, as you saw up here, there's a life bloom spot, so make sure to grab these. They help out with those tier 2 pots, as well as could give you some motes to get your potions and jewelry up. So look at that, we got a life bloom stem for a pot, tier 2, and those life motes are actually, the base level. They are a tier 2 item, but they are that low level tier 2. So those allow you to craft those gems as we found from that iron ore. So make sure to grab that as we go into here. So this is a level 9 area. We've got the corrupted here. As you can tell, they are red out and they actually disappear as you kill them. So we'll find, provision chests, we'll find supply crates. This is a good spot to gather some materials for your crafting. As well, we just found a note there, so make sure to search around this camp for those. That was one of the spots for that. We do have a few level 10s here, so be careful if you are, that level 9 and can't get any more levels to hit level 10. Shouldn't be that big of an issue, but just be careful. We've got Paul's New Brew here. That is the second note for this area, and the last, I'm pretty sure. We're getting a ton of loot here for that quest. Haven't actually completed it, so it's a good thing that you guys are seeing this. On top of that, we've got Chief Paul Girax here, or Girix. We're gonna burn him down really quick. He's a level 11 elite named mob, so be careful, trying to solo him. If you can, kill his minions before you pull him on you, and you should be able to get him down as fast as possible. There are some supply crates here, so grab this guy. After you kill Paul, you'll get a hatchet or something else that will help you on your way. Let's see what level that is. Level 3, nice. So that should give you some attributes as well as some damage if you are using the hatchet. So check that out. As you continue your way up the mountain here, we will find ourselves into a mine. So instead of running around, you can actually go up the left side, right outside of this camp, and run up the hill, gather some trees. You'll also find this right here, which is Tangle Wisp. So you'll be using that for your potions as well. Let's see what we got here. We'll find some air runes out of this shock bulb, as well as potentially an a shock bolt stem. So that'll be used again for those potions. So you've got a few things here that you can gather. Some more of that wisp over there. And you'll find a bunch of stuff kind of up in these mountains. So got a little encampment here. Kill the Skinner. You'll find some more crates to loot. This is an alchemy crate, so this will give you some potion material. Or some motes. There you are. There's some motes for you. So we'll have that camp there, but we'll actually be going up to Rattlevine Ridge here in just a second. You'll find some lost that are very high level compared to what you should be. But let's go in here and see what we can find. So as you run in here, you'll find, a plethora of level 23s to 25s. There's a decent amount of range for these guys up here, so be careful running through if you are lower level. You can kind of get caught out in some of the areas that you don't want to. You'll be finding yourself a soul sprout here. This will give you, again, those motes to be able to craft your gems, specifically that opal gem as we talked about. That is used for that, as well as that soul sprout stem, which will help you make potions at that medium to low level. So really, really good to find those as early as possible. We've got a crate here for you to grab on the north side of the camp here. Let's go into the church here, and we'll kill this wolf that is guarding it. As well, there's another soul stem there for you to grab. Let's pull this Geist, kill him off. And now we've got a second Geist up here, which most of the churches and places that you'll find, they reuse the assets. So a lot of them have the same, general setup. So you walk into here, you've got some main mobs here, and then you usually have a boss up here. Since it's a lower level, I don't think they have a boss. So a note is there for you to grab, as well as an alchemy stockpile. There is a few houses here that you can go into and find some more stuff in. Let's go in there and see what we can find. So usually there should be, a couple crates here. There is one here, so let's kill off this wolf. Let's grab the supply crate for you to see what you can get. Most of the time those are craft materials, arrows, or musket bullets. So it's always good to find those to help you out on your crafting journey. So again, these houses are primarily reused assets, so make sure you're paying attention to how this is set up, because the later areas will actually give you better chests up in Mirkgard. So really, really good to pay attention to how these are set up, and really easy to kind of memorize how they work. Let's see if we can find another. So there's a ton of soul sprout here. So if you are looking for soul sprout, make sure to come up in this area as well. We actually just found a little lightning beetle. This should either give you that lightning beetle, which is a tier 5 epic material for crafting potions. As well, it could give you those life motes to then help you make your crafting levels go faster for jewelry through those gems. We've got another journal entry here for you to grab as well. There is actually an elite mob here, the first mate Klaus, electrified. So we will fight him in just a second. We'll go up here, we'll grab another chest for you, another little crate here. So with Klaus, you'll find his name with electrified. So what does this mean? So he will actually be doing electric damage to you if we can get hit by him. So see that number that popped up, that's 65 with electric down, as well as when he hits you, he will be doing electrified damage to you. Try to burn him down as fast as possible, because that can definitely creep up. We've got a crate here to gather, and we'll get a piece of armor, as well as some coarse sandpaper, which is used for refining your wood that you've gathered. So that rounds out Sleepy Tallow. Let's see what, oh, you can actually find star metal up here. Look at that. So we just found some star metal as well. Make sure to grab this on your way down, as we just discovered. So that actually brings up another point. If you do find areas like this that have, an exit point that seems super obvious, don't take the obvious route, right? Find something that's a little more obscure. You will find some of these rare materials hiding there and for you to gather. As well, there's some life sparks down there, so let's gather those really quick. Ooh, fall damage. Good thing to pay attention to, it actually doesn't deal that much damage to you. This is beta though, so it might change for launch, we'll see. But let's get this shock spire here. This will be a higher level mining option for you to get, so that gives you shocking lodestone, which if you don't know, it makes your potions that you will be wanting to have in your inventory. This is a level 50 requirement to mine these, so if you have 50 by now, you should, I would expect, especially at that 23 to 25 level, make sure to grab those on your way down. And we'll be jumping into the light crown. On your way down here, you will see some wire fiber. This again is a high level material for harvesting. So if you have that 175, you can find it here without trying to go to a higher level area. As well, there's some shock bulbs to gather. So we have got Pyrgos Neo. Let's jump up into here. So this looks like an ancient area for you to go into. We're gonna kill these ancients here. So as you see these numbers pop up, I'll do one hit here for you. You see how that down arrow affects the damage. Ancients are not weak to slash. So if I pull out a different weapon here, this musket, we can actually shoot this guy and it will be normal. So they aren't specifically weak to thrust. They are normal weakness to thrust. I think the last one is crush. They might be weak to crush. So if you can find, you know, a hammer, a war hammer, and you want to deal some damage to these guys, make sure to pick that up if you are wanting to deal that crit damage as well as weakness damage to them. So we've got an ancient coffer up here right before we get into a huge temple in the starting area, first light. Let's go into that to see what we can get for you guys today. We're walking into the Elefray Pyrgo, or Pygo. Pyrgo? However you say it. We have some silver over there that you can gather. It's good to see there's some materials in this area. Let's run through here. Do some parkour here if we can. Ah, don't touch me, skeleton. There we go. Actually jump up here and see what we can find. So we've got a sentinel here. We'll find a provision crate here. So we will run into here and we'll find an elite regent mob. It looks like this area has a few elite mobs and a name mob to, oh, it's not a name mob. It's just a task master. So we'll find him here at the end, but let's see what this guy down here gives us. These guys are a little harder to fight, so be careful running into here at lower levels. Find a supply crate here for you to grab. Find a fire staff. Ooh, so that's actually a, if you get, you know, more than one weapon from a crate, those crates are priority. So grab this one for sure. This just gave me a fire staff as well as a longsword. Yes, it is not a blue, but at this level, greens are your friend, so make sure to grab that. Those, I think, should be resetting within the hour. If not, I think there is a 24-hour buff on that, so be careful running here and trying to farm it. It shouldn't be farmable, but let's kill this taskmaster and see what we can get from him. All right, so no drop from him. Drops are, you know, up to your luck. So if you do have, you know, items with luck on it, it's a great thing to have. Let me see if I've got one here. I don't actually have luck, so make sure to find it if you do. It should be a bag icon and then say luck on it. These guys do spawn pretty quickly, so be careful. Let's see if we can find anything up here, guys. I'm gonna make sure I kind of get a good understanding of where a lot of those crates are so that you can farm up your materials as fast as possible and not have to worry about some of those things while you're running through the game. So this seems like a standard setup for a temple. Nothing really big outside of that first chest that we found. Oh, perfect. So if you're on the back side of here, so you'll walk along this line, you'll actually find a crate on the back side of the temple. So let's see if we can grab what's inside here. So this actually gives you a weapon. So make sure to grab this if you are, in this area of the Everfall Pergo. So again, as I've stated, making sure that you find those areas that, most people won't go into. Kind of find those hidden spots that most people won't go to. You'll find that iron right here. There is some more iron actually down here, so this could be a good route for you, making your way up through this area, going through Pergos area and the Everfall tower. You can actually find some iron kind of nestled up on top of these mountains. So find that as you are running through. As well, you'll be kind of running down here and probably find some more iron, if not, materials. We've got some mature trees as well, if you find those there. And then we'll be jumping down into this little Howling Falls, which will be one of the missions that you find in the first light. As well, you'll find, these wolves here for you to kill off. We'll drop down into here, kill these guys off. You'll find saltpeter right there. You'll find a bigger crate for you to get weapons from. So let's gather that. So if you didn't know, these big stockpile crates, they can potentially give you weapons. Most of the time they do. So grab that. You'll find yourself a weapon as well as some material for your journey ahead. As you're making your way up to Hatchburg Fishery, you will find a note on the back side of the houses here. This is the second note out of 3 for this area. Right here, you'll find the first note in this first house on the left of the town. Let's see if we can't find another one for you to round out the Hatchburg Fishery. So you'll find some chests in these houses. Always good to find those. Get those crafting mods as well as some arrows for you. We've got a big chest in here, so make sure to go into this house in the middle of the town. This will give you some good materials, some weapons there for you, as well as some armor. So those chests give you some armor, some materials, and there's an invisible note here actually, so planning for the future, if you're looking for that one, that is here as the first page of that guy. Let's see if we can find that last lore page for you. You'll come into this house on the right side of the town, and you'll actually find another big chest that'll give you a 2-piece armor or 2-piece weapon. We'll get a weapon and a piece of armor for you to gain, and a craft mod it looked like. As well, in this house you'll find another supply crate. So a lot of crates in this area if you're looking for materials that you can't find, especially for crafting. You will definitely find them here. We finished off at Hatchburg Fishery. We've got a fishing spot here, so if you didn't know, there's actually areas that are hotspots. If you look around the map, there are little, let's see if I can find one. There's like hexagonal shapes that you can find. Let's see if I can't find one really quick. Yeah, so like this area right here, you can see that it's a hexagon. That will actually be your hotspots. So look out for those. If you find them and they don't actually show up as a hotspot, it is an actual hotspot. So keep that in your mind when running through some areas. We got some more life bloom. I'm gonna grab this and then I'm gonna head down to the east. We're gonna go to Sercor. As we go into Dayspring Mills, you've got, those lost that you can kill off. They'll drop some stuff here and there. There's a few missions inside of there. I think there's an explosive keg mission that you have to find stuff in there, as well as you have to pick up some materials in the farm. Farms in general give you a bunch of crafting materials to be able to make your food, as well as those attribute meals that boost your attributes for 35 minutes at a tier 1 to tier 5 rank. So I think you can get up to about 35 attribute points at that tier 5. So make sure you've got those materials when you are, going through those higher level areas. Again, if you are not the level to be running through some of these corrupted portals, definitely stay away from them. They do take a tier 1 Azoth staff as well. So if you do not have that yet, make sure to go through the story, grab that as fast as you can. Definitely get through those portals because they can drop some really, really good stuff, as well as some corrupted shards for you to pick up for the orbs and expeditions. And that's the only source to get those. So let's move along across the bridge. We'll go through here, kill this elite mob here. I got that javelin stuck in my knee. Arrow to the knee! Let's kill this guy off real quick. We've actually got a note over here. If we can't... Oh my god, we almost fell. Be careful. These bridges are a little tricky. So there's that note. Dear Nicholas. Dear Nicholas. You know, if you do fall into here, I'm fairly certain it is deep enough that you will die from not being able to breathe. If you don't know, water breathing is not a perk in the game at the moment, so you cannot, you know, stay underwater for more than about 20 seconds. Or less than 20 seconds. I think it's about, you know, one tick a second, if not a little bit faster. So since I'm a little bit closer to the shore here, we'll see if this is pretty deep, right? So you will be getting that breathing ticked every, you know, couple seconds, if not sooner. So be careful about that. Let's go through the forest area here. We'll go into Sercor to look at some more ancients to grab here. So those chests will give you some stuff there. Those chests will give you those materials. You got some wisps of here, as we talked about for pots, as well as motes that you can get. Kill this guy off. Oh, he dropped something. What did we get? Common potion. Always great to have. But we are killing off these enforcers. We're going up the tower here to see what we can find in the Sercor. Oh, another drop. We're getting lucky. Uh-oh, we got Leocan the Tutor. Let's see if we can't kill him off and not die to him. We've got Rend on him. That reduces his absorption of damage. Perfect. So we have got a chest up here behind the Tutor. Let's see what we can get. It looks like a weapon and an armor chest. It is perfect. And we get a schematic. So if you don't know schematics as well, they actually give you items to put in your house, which is another video that I'll be working on today. I do have a house, so I'll put some stuff in there, and then we can talk about trophies. And trophies are a very, very important thing to have, especially for every single territory. Now, in Alpha, we knew that they were global. So trophies increase your damage to specific enemies as well. You can actually get luck trophies. Now, those are going to be the rarest trophies. I think I haven't seen, you know, a lot of people with those in particular. If they are global, you're going to want to prioritize having all of those trophies in every single place that you can. So, you know, maximizing your damage against, because it buffs your damage against particular enemies, as well as gives you that luck. As well, it can increase your luck for crafting as well as gathering. So we'll jump into that a little bit later. But yeah, Sercor seems to be complete. After killing the Tutor, you've got a few things to pick up, like those light bulbs, which will give you some air motes. Outside of that, you've got, you know, a forest over here. A couple portals have spawned, some links that are level 18. So if you aren't at this level yet, make sure that you stick away from this zone, just so that you don't get booted off the island. Or, you know, just put it back to the settlement. They're not that rough in this game. So we've got a few materials here. If you actually go past the portals, we've got some silkweed. That is the tier 4 silk for your clothing stalls. So grab that if you're in the area as well. There's some hemp here. So hemp at a lower level is really good just because, you know, it makes that lower level gear. In general, doing those town boards help you make a crap ton of XP come your way. So grab that hemp. There's some hemp here as well. So we got hemp and that silkweed over here. Let's see what else we can find. So the forts here, we've got an encampment. The encampment is for the attacking team. You can't do a lot in here. They do have a attack dummy, which we can go check out really quick. And that will give you a, generic amount of DPS that you'll be doing. It doesn't actually have, any weaknesses to it. You can't apply, a lost buff to it or anything like that to test out that damage to it. But if you walk into here, this is free to walk into as anyone can. You can check out the armory. It has no public access, so that is only for the actual owners of the settlement. So if you are an owner of a settlement as the Unbroken are here, you can actually, manage what's in here as well as manage what is in the fort over there. So these dummies, you can actually do damage to. Again, it's just the base level of defense to it. There probably will be numbers that come out as people get into the metadata of the code. So you'll find some details around that, and people will probably make some damage guides using those dummies. So that's where they're at, if you've seen those before. We also have a fast travel point, which fast travel points, if you don't know, there are about 2 per zone from what I understand now. So through the story, you will unlock those if you haven't already. If not, you will kind of stumble upon them as you explore. So we've got one here just above Secor, and it is called Cape Thomas Beach. So this will get you really, really close to, some herb, some trees, some silkweed as we found up there, that tier 4, as well as that hemp as well. So decent amount of stuff over here. You can also kill those lynx for meat and hide. And I think we saw some bunnies as well. So a solid place to find some gathering. And you can actually teleport from here. So let's do that actually. Instead of running back to the settlement, we will travel to Windsward really quick and reset. And I will be stopping by the last area in First Light for you to check out. Let's go down here to Neihardt's Anchorage. As we're heading down, or if you're heading up, make sure to grab this right here, Fortunes of Azoth. That'll give you some XP as well as some lore. We got some wisps for you to grab, and some wolves to kill here. So yeah, we'll run into Neihardt's Anchorage. So there's a lot of little cabins here that you can go into. A few of them do have chests, so look out for that. On top of that, there is, some missions here that you will be finding yourself getting to and through. So you'll be killing off these lost in here that have taken over this port. Be heading down to the basement. We've got a big old alligator down there, little crocodile boy. Again, make sure to kind of go through those houses and huts. You'll find some stuff there, but at the bottom here, you'll actually find Neihardt himself. We'll be able to kill him fairly quickly. But if you are at that, 15 level range, he could be a little difficult. Could not. Just depends on how you play it. So let's kill off some of the mobs around him before we pull him up. So it is not Neihardt. I was wrong on that, but it is Boatswain Ambrose. We'll pull him out here. So he does have electrified. This mob in general has a damage reduction to him. So you see those orbs around him. As you hit him down, those orbs go away, and his electrified buff goes off as you just saw. So about 5 hits will take that down, and then you can finish him off from there. And make sure to watch out for some of those bigger moves. He can actually stun you and then continue the damage off of that. As well, he can throw that anchor as you saw, or lunge forward. So little harder of a mob to fight, especially at a lower level. So watch out for that. We did have a chest here for you to grab, so that gave me a warhammer as well as a piece of armor. So check that out. That is Neihardt's Anchorage. So as you're making your way through the Neihardt's Anchorage, you will actually find a fast travel shrine right up here on the hill for you to find and unlock. So that makes, you know, fast traveling just a little bit easier. So those are the 2 fast travel shrines that you will find in First Light. And that's it. So appreciate everyone that joined me today going through the rest of First Light. Again, this is the first series out of 4 that I will be doing on each starting zone in New World and Eternum. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more New World content every single week. I try to put out at least 1 video a week, if not 2. So make sure that you stay tuned for more. And if you feel inclined, make sure to put a comment down below. I would love to hear your feedback on this video as well as others. If you have watched a few of my other ones, make sure to stick around for those at the end of every single video that I post. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.